In this video, we're going to show how to create student project type proposals. So in many cases, students do use Proposal Kit in a few different ways. One could be for writing grant submission proposals for student projects, for say PhD thesis reports, or just writing fictional business proposals for a class project. So we'll illustrate a few different student project type documents in a few different design themes. Now in Proposal Kit, we have hundreds and hundreds of graphic design themes. So you can start out with a design theme that has pre-made graphics and logos, which will save you a lot of time setting up a visually complex document. So we'll have the headers and footers, background graphics, logos, designs, color schemes all worked in. So we'll illustrate a few different design themes. So whichever one proposal pack you purchase, that is what all of the documents you create will visually look like. And that one design theme you can create any kind of document with. So I'll illustrate this first student project document with our computer's number 6 design. Now we just happen to have all of our 500 plus designs in our wizard here for the demo. Whichever one or more you've purchased will be what you can select in the list here. So we've got our computer 6 design theme selected. And whenever we're going to create a new document, we just click the Document Projects button, click the Add New Project button, and you'll be on the project screen. Now we're going to turn off the Excel dynamic linking because most students are going to have a basic version, novice edition of the wizard, and you're not going to have the Excel dynamic linking features, and this just speeds up the demo. The Excel dynamic linking is an expert level professional kit feature. So we'll click the Pick Documents button here. This is the button you'll click to select the chapters that make up your document. And you'll see the first set of check boxes here. These are just the 40 most common chapters used in most proposals. You actually have access to over 2,000 chapters, and you can get to all 2,000 by clicking this drop down and scrolling down through all the subcategories. Every time you pick a different subcategory, the list of topics will change. You can use the search by name. Say if you want to find a budget template, mission statement, whatever kind of topic you're looking for, just search for it here and you can add those to your list. We're going to illustrate how to quickly get set up using the Quick Start tab. And there's hundreds and hundreds of pre-made layouts of chapters. If you click this top drop down, you can just narrow that list down. We're just going to select the student project proposal list because we have a handful of layouts that are specifically for student projects. And we're going to pick the computer lab for students educational proposal layout. And you'll note we picked the computer number 6 design theme to match with the computer lab proposal. And once you highlight one, it'll show you what list of chapters. So out of the thousands of chapters, this one has the specific 18. We'll import this into our project. And you can see the list of chapters for this document. We can move chapters up and down, change the order. We can remove chapters we don't need. And you'll see anything that was imported from that Quick Start list is checked off on whatever list of chapters you're looking at. And we can add additional chapters using these checkboxes. Once we're done with our selection of chapters, click the OK Use Selected Templates button. We're back on the project screen. Because we used the Quick Start list, it pre-filled in the project name here, but you can name this project anything you want. And you can fill in the company data and client data. Company data is going to be your name and address information, your phone numbers, email addresses, website, and so on. We'll just use ours for this demo. And client data will be whoever you're writing the proposal to. So this could be a fictional company if it's a fictional student project. If you're applying for a grant, it's going to be the organization or team that you're submitting the grant application to. If you're doing a thesis, it might be to whoever you're writing the report to. Okay, once we have all of our chapters selected, all of our options, our data, we click the OK Save Project button and just wait for the wizard to build you the Word document. All right, this document's been generated. We'll take a look at it. You can see the name, address information merged in. List of chapters. This list of chapters has been selected for a student computer lab proposal, and it's ready for you to just start filling in the details. Now, things like the budgets, the financial topics, with the Novice Edition, these are just Word tables. You're just going to type in your line items and amounts. You do have access to the calculator spreadsheets that you can do your calculations in, and you'll just type in the totals over here. Now, if you're using the Professional Edition, that gives you the option to dynamically link the cells of spreadsheets into the Word document. That's probably a little overkill for most student projects, but that is an advanced expert level feature. Now we'll illustrate a second student project type document. We're just going to change the design theme. We'll pick the contemporary number 19. Yeah, like before, we'll click the document projects, we'll add a new project. And we'll use the quick start list again. And this time we will pick a PhD thesis proposal. This is a general purpose list of chapters for that type of document. Obviously, there are so many different ways something like that can be written. There are over 2,000 chapters to pick from, and this one has 30. So you can completely customize this list of chapters once you import it. This will give you a basic layout to start with, and you can use the other tabs, add templates, search by name, to completely customize this list of chapters. And once we're done, click the OK button. And like before, whatever you put in the company data and client data, that is what's going to get merged in. And you'll probably give it a more expansive title to really outline the specific type of thesis you're doing. And when we're all done filling in the company data, client data, have our options selected, click the OK button, and the wizard builds us a Word document. Okay, this document's been generated. We'll take a look at it. You can see our company name and address information merged in, the client data information, current date, and so on. This is the contemporary number 19 design theme. And as we scroll down, you can see the table of contents and all of the chapters that were selected for this PhD thesis. document. And as you scroll down, you just see everything is ready to start filling in with your actual information. And this will be your actual information. You won't ever see our company name or website logo or anything. This is merged in from the company data screen. And this is just ready to edit in Word. So we'll illustrate a third student project type document. And I'll just change the design theme again. And the student project proposal, this was actually pitching a ranching, like a chicken ranching educational project. So we're actually going to illustrate that with a matching design theme. And once again, click Document Projects button, we'll add a new project. Click the Pick Documents. Go over to the Quick Start. And we actually have this as a Quick Start layout as well. The Ranching Educational Grant Funding Proposal. So this was actually a student project proposal to get some funding to do a ranching project educational proposal for a group of students. And this one actually has pre-written content as well, so the general purpose templates will actually be filled in with the actual proposal in this case. And like before, you can remove chapters, add chapters. So if you add chapters to a sample, the new chapters you add obviously were never part of the original proposal, so those will be general purpose fill in the blank pages. We'll just stick with the original set of 18 chapters. And once again, when you fill in the company data, this will be your name and address information. The client data, in this case, since it's a grant, it's going to be whoever you are submitting the proposal to for the grant. And when we're ready to build the document, just click the OK Save Project button and wait for it to build the document. All right, now this document has been generated. We'll take a look at it. And now you can see, instead of general purpose cover letter text, this has been text pulled in from the sample. We didn't fill in the client data information, who the grant's being submitted to, so these are tags, but this would be replaced with whatever you would put in the client data screen. What we put in the company data screen got put in here, so this would be your name and address information that would get merged in. And here's that ranching design theme, since this is a poultry ranching project proposal. The list of chapters. And you can see this is the sample content instead of the general purpose fill in the blank content. And the sample is ready for you to finish filling in. So financial related topic pages, like say the budget, funding request, and so on, those will have associated Excel spreadsheets. And you can use these to do all your calculations and then just type in the line items and totals into the Word document. Now if you're using the expert level professional version, you do have the feature where you can dynamically link Excel spreadsheet cells to the Word document and have the Word document auto update as you're updating your calculations in the spreadsheet. That's probably a little overkill for most student project proposals, especially since those are usually one-off documents. So with the Novice Edition, you can just type in the numbers directly into the Word document. So that is all there is to creating all types of student project type proposal report documents using Proposal Kit. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and click subscribe to keep up on the latest proposal writing tips with Proposal Kit.